What is augmented reality? Augmented reality is a view of a physical, real-world environment whose elements are created or augmented by a computer. AR uses multiple sensory venues such as visual, auditory, and vibrations to transform an individual's perception that makes the virtual components look like they belong in the real world. This enables people to train or work with different scenarios in a realistic environment. Unlike virtual reality, which is fully immersive, creating a disorienting and unbalanced feeling, AR superimposes a virtual overlay onto the user's immediate surroundings. By doing this, the user is able to safely interact with the computer-generated overlay in their environment without getting disoriented. This makes it ideal for viewing instructional videos, training scenarios, or even maintenance information. AR can be used in multiple devices or formats, such as glasses, apps on tablets and smartphones, laptops, desktops, or even equipment in vehicles and helicopters. This makes AR more functional and encourages a broad range of flexibility in use and training.
In various industries, companies in the United States spend thousands of dollars annually on employee training. Law enforcement training is delivered not only in traditional formats like classroom-based seminars and online training modules, but also training scenarios that mimic experiences they will encounter on the job. This kind of learning has suited people's needs for centuries, but as we evolve, we now have the technology to deliver fieldwork, situation-specific training without ever having to leave the station. In doing so, this will save the Ruby Police Department thousands of dollars by helping to preserve our resources for necessary use. With implementing augmented reality, the Ruby Police Department will be faced with financial challenges, such as simulations not being equipped with adequate sensors and chips, the costs that are associated with more cameras required to implement augmented reality, and the challenges of fitting augmented reality technologies into existing training segments. There will also be costs with the need for the Ruby Police Department to implement heightened cybersecurity to decrease our risk of inadvertent data exposure.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Fox, and I will be discussing today how will augmented reality improve police officer training. Our department can benefit from augmented reality technology because it will expose the officers to different real-world challenges and situations. Examples are the shoot-don't-shoot scenarios and the use of force demonstrations. When the officer is being exposed to different life-threatening situations, they have to be able to make a quick decision on how they will handle the situation properly. Equipment used in the simulation rooms are the R7 smart glasses. The glasses is a 3D technology which can mimic training scenarios provided by the firearm simulators. This will allow the officer to see and react to real-world situations. Augmented reality is used in training to improve the officer's situation awareness, speed their decision-making, reaction and response times, critical decision processes, safety, and skills. I will now discuss how will augmented reality reduce risk for the Ruby Police Department. Officers training with the technology will allow them to tackle the life-threatening issues head-on and reduce the risk for deputies in the department. The risks I am referring to are operational and knowledge risks. Police officers need to know how to manage the risks of specific tasks and incidents. They also need to make sufficient decisions on low-frequency, high-risk events. The old participation-based training and simulation training differ because the simulations can reproduce any event for technique, practice, and assessment. Trainings will experience errors and consequences in a safe environment. This means that the officers will be able to repeat any scenarios that were not handled properly. Now I want to go back and I want to discuss more about old participation-based training. This is referring to the traditional police role play training. The department is moving away from this kind of training into a more advanced type of training. The simulation training will improve the officers' technique, practice, and assessment. This will conclude how augmented reality will improve police officers' training. My team member Fernando will discuss what experts think about the future of augmented reality. Thank you.
Many believe that augmented reality is the future of law enforcement. This technology is being integrated in many aspects of the industry. For example, in the auto industry, many automakers are implementing transparent windshield display to help drivers better navigate and allowing drivers to see directly on the road to their destination. The windshield display will also pinpoint buildings, people, and other landmarks. What does the future hold for law enforcement technology? Law enforcement believes this will help solve cases through collaboration and improve court decisions. Headsets, shoulder mount cameras, and wrist mounted smartphones are already being introduced in the Dutch National Police Department. They are trialing an augmented reality system that streams video from body cameras worn by officers to experts elsewhere. This is only the beginning of what augmented reality will accomplish. Microsoft has developed HoloLens, which allows police to go into a crime scene and capture evidence as it is and be able to store it in a 3D space. Now, investigators will be able to see information in real time as it is coming from the crime scene. They can make key decisions with the most up-to-date information available. Since 1999, founder and CEO Ralph Osterhout, founder of ODG, has worked with high-tech electronics that has led to development of the R7 smart glasses. These glasses are designed to enhance the performance of the person wearing them while leaving them hands-free. The R7 smart glasses have many features that will assist an officer with an arrest. Facial and license plate recognition are just two of the many ways the glasses will help police quickly identify their suspects. Possibly the most important law enforcement benefit of these glasses is the hands-free capability. With the potential for danger always at hand, it is vital for the officer to keep his hands free. Tablets, computers, and cell phones requires the officer to use his hands. The smart glasses limits the needs and enhance the officer's safety. Some of the quotes that we found provides the argument that law enforcement are eager to get their hand on augmented reality. One comment from a New York Police Department says that, quote, "We sign up, got a few pairs of Google glasses, and we're trying them out, seeing if they have any value in investigations," unquote. Michael Berger, professor of criminal justice at Bowling Green State University, says, quote, "The advantage of augmented reality is the potential ability to recreate a crime scene for a jury," unquote. Law enforcement and many other industries are ready for augmented reality to become just that, a reality and not the future.
So we are very excited to show you the advantages and disadvantages of augmented reality at the Ruby Police Department. a couple of advantages as to why we should choose to use it. One being training. We will be able to implement augmented reality in conjunction with virtual reality, and new trainees will be able to um, basically immerse themselves into a real life situation, but in the safety of our own training facilities. Also, GPS tracking, as you can see in the picture to the left, will be a lot easier. It will be in real life time, whereas, it's GPS functions that we see now are more just looking on a screen. It's not necessarily right in front of you. So I think that the augmented reality in conjunction with the GPS tracking would be really beneficial for all of our employees. If you look at the picture on the right, you will see like language translating. I think that this could be really good for, any person, not necessarily just for our company, but any person could use this in order to translate any sort of language where, you could be in a store, you could be in a subway, on a bus, anywhere where you are going to need to know another language. You could just pull out your device right then, scan it, and it'll show you in real time. Also, location information. This, to me, seems more like you point your device at a building and it's going to show you all of the most recent crimes that that building has encountered, whether it's robbery, murder, sexual assault. It'll show you everything coming up for that specific building, or a specific road, or even a specific, let's say we find a car tag in an abandoned car, and we just pull up the number on that car tag, and we can find all of the information on that car, on the owner of that car, and it'll just be in real time, where we're not going to have that delay of getting that information to us. A couple of disadvantages of using augmented reality for Ruby Police Department. Now, I've only come up with 3, and I'm sure there are more with this being so new, but the 3 that come to the top of my head would be GPS accuracy. Unfortunately, the GPS is only accurate within 30 feet. So that is something that we would need to take into consideration. Also, the equipment used, as you can see in the 2 pictures that I have on the screen, we have a headset and a tablet. And I know not every officer is going to want to wear a headset or carry around a tablet with them while they are on the job. I know studies have shown using what look just like sunglasses, and those are being used for augmented reality. And I think that that is something that we could definitely invest in. But that brings me to my last point on this one. Expenses are going to be exponentially higher with this implementation, because we are going to have to invest in getting these different pieces of equipment, all of the necessary items for training purposes, and then once you get past training, just making sure we have the necessary equipment for officers on the job.
Today, augmented reality platforms are relatively inexpensive with incredible potential. For example, the Microsoft HoloLens, listed at a price of $5,000 for hardware, development, tools, and support, presents seemingly unlimited possibilities. This particular product is already revolutionizing the police industry, with Microsoft partner Black Marble partnering with the Bedfordshire Police Department to create an application that allows crime scene investigators to digitally map a crime scene. Using this application, investigators can limit contamination by limiting access. Instead, once the scene is mapped, investigators can step into it virtually. With our focus on training, it is easy to see how this could become a valuable training tool as well. Instead of videos, pictures, and recreations, trainees could immerse themselves in a digitally recreated crime scene and even see data and analysis related to that scene linked to objects. This example speaks to both the possibilities of augmented reality and the state of the market today, showing that the tools are available for great innovation, but that innovation is still occurring in more of a customized research and development format. As we mentioned earlier, one of the greatest opportunities we see for augmented reality in police training is in scenario-based training such as use of force simulations. Currently, this type of training is done in screen-based simulation rooms, in shoot houses with static targets, or in force-on-force trainings with simulated ammunition. Augmented reality, of course, can change that by taking those scenarios into the field. So instead of a trainee standing still in a room and watching and reacting to a simulation played on a screen, they can enter and move through an actual house and engage with virtual obstacles and targets as they do. This type of technology is being used and advanced by the military today. One of the most prominent examples of it is the Augmented Immersive Team Trainer program conducted by the Office of Naval Research. This program, which ended with several successful demonstrations in 2015, created an augmented reality platform that superimposes obstacles and targets onto the soldier's view of the natural world. A controller manages the scenario from a laptop, while the soldier interacts with it and performs his function, such as calling in an airstrike on an enemy tank. Now, hopefully, we won't have to incorporate tanks into our training anytime soon. But again, you can see the potential of the technology. All this said, the potential exists to use augmented reality to our advantage, and we can see some real-life cases that could translate directly to our needs. However, while the hardware and tools available for this technology, such as the Halo lens, are relatively cheap, the cost to develop and implement applications to meet our needs would likely be prohibitive. This, coupled with the rapid evolution of the industry, leads us to recommend that we wait to pursue augmented reality until the market has matured and applications are more widely available out of the box.